Welcome back in, everybody, to 92.3 WFKN's live coverage of Franklin Simpson High School's Wildcat Baseball. I'm pretty excited right now to see our Wildcats take on the neighbors to the north, just right up I-65 off exit 22, the Greenwood Gators. And Greenwood is also the number one team in the region with a current record of 23-6 sitting on the season. Before we come into this one, I'd just like to also point out we've been doing something pretty cool that we usually do every season, but what made tonight a little bit more special was that we got to see our Little Leaguers, and we usually do 10 and under, 8 and under, whatever the rec league teams are around here, but we just got to see our 10 and under group come out, and one of my favorite things is whenever we get to see some of our big brother Wildcats have the little brothers out there, and one of my favorite things was senior Gavin Link had his younger brother Brody Link out there, and what was just awesome to me, they're both number 22. That's pretty cool. That'll let you know the model that he's been setting up there. And before I miss it, play ball. Zach Davis, the shortstop, leading off this one for the Greenwood Gators. Right-handed hitter, takes ball one to start. Ball two up high. Brady Delk on the mound, the junior, who's been sensational in every aspect of the game all season long. The third season that I've been on the call with you, and the third season I've been able to just talk about, well, that one's lifted out to left center field, and that's going to get burnt. Yep, that's going to go down easy double. Yep, wow, he rocked that one out there, did Davis. My goodness, you could not have placed that ball out in the left center field in between Turner and Kelly any better. He sat back and got underneath of some high heat. Got an easy stand-up double to lead this one off. I didn't even tell you that Davis is the only 400 hitter on the team, hitting 403 on the season. But now here comes Andrew Jolly. He's the first baseman. Andrew Jolly, senior, hitting 284 on the year, left-handed hitter. Here's the pitch. More high heat off the arm of Delk. Coach Wilhite wants to run out and talk something over real quick. He got out there to the mound quick. I'm sure that this is just a lock-in kind of discussion from Coach Wilhite. As Jolly takes off what I think was his right-handed batting glove. I think that's what that was. I didn't notice a elbow guard or anything like that on him previously. But ready to play ball again. Checks the runner. Here's the pitch. More high heat. Count goes 3-0. I would imagine that Jolly will be sitting back on this one. Doubt he'll be swinging with runner up on second. And he walks him on 4 straight pitches. Well,
now batting for the Gators, left fielder number 6, Chaz.
Not what I thought we would see to begin this one, with a double and a walk here in the top of the first. But time to get locked in. Here's the pitch to Chaz Huff. Huff takes ball 1. Well, we had 2 straight balls to the lead off, then 4 before he had a hit out to left center, and then 4 straight balls, and here's another. That's a strike. There we go. Got down in the zone. Still high and tight. Now we're ready to get back into this one. Checks the lead off. Checks him again. Now here's the pitch. Strike 2. Huff didn't like it. Still looked pretty decent. Huff, a colorful, with the That one's sent over into the 6-hole barrel. Heinze's got it, and he's going to take the lead off at third base. Colton Turner with a nice stretch. Nearly fell over with it, trying to stretch it, and he still maintains that foot on the bag as Heinze gets that leadoff runner. As that one went deep into the 6-hole, but he had to run it down as it wasn't hit very hard. Smart, because I don't know if he would have gotten Huff over at first base or not. But Huff with the neon pink and green and looking like Jey Uso out there. Now, the designated hitter number 23, Henry Justice. Right-handed hitter. The cleanup for the Gators. Steps off there, does Delp. Checks that runner. Now here comes the pitch. Swings and misses through strike 2. 0-2 count now, one away. Runner still on first and second to get this one going. It's a mostly cloudy evening here. Foul tipped just over the top of a near strike 3. Still a good-looking pitch there, jammed him up. Brady settled in nicely now. That one's going to be slapped foul down the right field line. Well behind that pitch was Justice. I can't talk about baseball and hear the name Justice without thinking about 90s great David Justice. That one's low and away for ball 1. That's a good pitch, trying to get him to chase, though. Still ahead in the count. Some clapping going on out there. That's coming from Greenwood's. Popped up. Brady's calling everybody away. He's calling for a got ball. And he squeezes it for out number 2. So just as quickly as we found ourselves in a jam there, we're now back in this one here at the top of the first with 2 away. Now, here comes Jackson Lean, the 5-hole hitter. Lee plays second base for the Gators. Jackson Lee, a junior, hitting .271 on the season. Ball low. Checks the runner. Here's the pitch. Slapped out to right field, and underneath it is Hendrick Blankenberg. Man, out of the jam. I gotta be honest with you. I got a little jittery there between that leadoff double and then walking one. Couldn't quite get it down in the zone, but sure enough, we got to it, and we're right back in this one now. We saw 5 batters there to get this one started, but our boys settled in nicely, and now we're time to get our bats to work. But it's going to be an uphill battle against Nathan Howard. Howard is a phenomenal right-handed pitcher. He's got, as I said, let me find that stats. 55 strikeouts to just 15 walks through 42 innings pitched on the season. We saw Howard here last season where our boys got out on him and kind of probably got in his head a little bit, where we defeated Greenwood. We defeated Greenwood 2-1 here at home last season, late in the season, just like we typically do. And Howard gave up both of those runs where he only went 3 innings, and he walked 5 hitters in those 3 innings. So let's hope we got some of that good juju rolling around here again tonight at home versus Howard. Leading it off will be your pitcher, Brady Delk, and then we'll see the sensational senior, Griff Banton, followed up by designated hitter Jackson Gass. To lead this one off for your Wildcats, they'll be the first 3 hitters. Field looking fantastic as always. I was here a little bit early tonight, and got to see the great job that your coaching staff does to take care of this field. Coach Craig Delk going to be going out to that third base coach's box tonight.
Leading off for the Wildcats in the bottom of the first, our pitcher number 7, Brady Delk.
Here we are at 6:09 in the evening on Tuesday, May 13th, and still a nice 73 degrees outside. The sun coming plenty through the clouds here. Got a pretty good crowd here. Some good Greenwood travelers, as well as some Franklin Simpson faithful. Into the batter's box is junior right-hander Brady Delk, who's hitting .406 on the season coming into this one. Takes ball 1, just a little low and away. Here's the pitch. Now here's the difference if you're watching with us on Franklin Simpson Channel 9, and I'll try to describe it to you for our radio listeners best I can. That one rocketed right up the middle and goes a little bit towards right center for a leadoff single for Brady Delk. He teased going into second, but turns and goes back to first. As center fielder for Greenwood, Sam Holder, was no rush to throw it in, and Brady started to test his arm, but wisely went back to first. Now here's Banton. Banton hitting .360 on the year. He's been on that uphill steady climb all season long. Checks the runner, shows bunt, pulls back, and that one's outside. As I was talking about Howard, it's a noticeable difference. Even if you were just to be here in person and hear the ball come out of his hand, it's that velocity coming off of his arm is different. That's a true college talent out there on the mound for the Greenwood Gators tonight. So one of the best pitchers that our Wildcats have seen all season and will see all season, even leading towards tournament time, if not the best. Shows bunt again. That one gets away, and Delk is going to easily get on up to second on what I would call a passed ball. The first one tonight for Easton Talley. Talley, I'm not sure what the connection is, so I apologize to the family, but that Talley name synonymous here with Franklin Simpson as our Franklin Simpson Channel 9 leader, Aaron Talley. Oh my goodness, whoa, talk about a quick pickoff move for second. Oh, okay, I'm told that the Talleys are cousins. We're pretty sure. Howard had a very clean and quick pickoff attempt to second base there, and just not in time. Delk wisely was able to get back. I doubt we'll see it twice. Here's the pitch to Banton. That one's slapped foul over the Wildcat dugout. 2-1 count to Banton. A very high-level talent as well as experience team for Greenwood. As I said, I think there's shows bunt, lays it down first base. Oh, bounces foul. That would be huge if the Wildcats could move Brady from second to third on a bunt, but now we've got 2 away for Griff. I'd imagine that we'll see him swing away here. Has to protect the plate at this point. 2-2 count. Nobody away, runner on second. We're in plenty of good rally coming out of the home team Wildcat dugout. Checks the runner, here's the pitch. It's ball high. Bid up in the zone. Count runs full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Banton set for the payoff. Checks the runner. Here it is. Swings through for Howard's first strikeout
Next up for the
of the evening for out number 1.
19, Jackson Gas.
Here comes designated hitter number 19, Jackson Gass now. Now Gass, the sophomore, hitting .290 on the year. Had some big moments here at home last week. Bit outside there from Howard. Coach Delk calling out the play now. Might see a possible bunt attempt. I love the rally coming from the Wildcats dugout. Here's the pitch. Swings through on that one, fouled away. Again over the Wildcat dugout. Hot Bat and Colton Turner on deck. Wisely, Gass is set up in the very back of the batter's box, not in too tight on the plate. And the runner's away to third. Let's see if he's going to be in time, and he is, as Talley dropped the ball on the pop-up. Good heads-up running by Brady Delk. Talley popped up as Delk hopped off to a giant lead after it crossed home plate. And Talley dropped the ball out of his glove. That one's sent. Is it going to get past second baseman? It does, and 1 run will score. Jackson Gass pays off.
Now batting for the Wildcats. Third
And
baseman number
2
12,
passed balls there
Turner.
by the catcher, and Talley gets Brady Delk from first to second, from second to third. And Gass drives him in for the first run of the ball game, and what will be very, very important in this one. These two teams don't seem to have super hot bats whenever they play each other. These teams seem like they're neck and neck, super tight, tense games each time that they face off. And I give a lot of that credit to the coaching between Coach Wilhite and Coach Jaggers over on the Greenwood side. 1-0 count now to Turner. Ball low. 2-0 count now. And one of the Greenwood pitching coaches wants to come out and talk it over with Howard. Still just 1 out. And we got 1 on right now. Hey, looking ahead a little bit, on Thursday night, we're going to have senior night right here at Franklin Simpson High School's baseball field. We were set to see your Lady Cats on Thursday night, but we've moved that around, and we're going to take a little bit of a change in schedule, as our Lady Cats have bought in an additional game to this Friday night, and that's kind of worked out. So we're going to stay right here with baseball for Thursday, and we'll talk about our 3 seniors that we've got on this squad in depth on Thursday night, and then we'll head back over to Lady Cats softball field and pump up our Lady Cats as they're going to head into postseason play after that. Now we're back to the ball game. Howard's pitch is lifted deep into foul territory. Swinging away through that one. 2 balls, 1 strike. Gass over on first base. Not usually a threat to steal. Just out to an average lead there. Only 1 stolen base on the season. That one's sent out into right field. That's going to be in there for a single. Man, Turner is flat out swinging the bat right now. Flat out swinging it.
Left fielder number 2, Braylon.
That is huge for this part of the lineup. Now here comes another Turner in left fielder Braylon Turner. Tall, lanky young man. Now Braylon, who is also a sophomore, hitting .263 on the season, sends one up to the shortstop, and he's going to step on second base and turn two to get them out of the bottom of the first inning. Tell you what, if you're a Franklin Simpson fan right now, and if you're in that dugout, you still got to feel good, even though they hit into that double play right there to end the bottom of the first. We ended up with 3 hits there off of Nathan Howard. Kid has not been giving up a ton of hits. He's thrown a bunch of innings. He's thrown a bunch of strikeouts, but he got one through that one. They ended up with a double play, and your Franklin Simpson Wildcats got a 1-0 lead heading into the top of the second. I can't wait for the rest of this game. I'm so pumped for this, guys. And we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with you on 92.3 WFKN. Lead over the number 1 team in the region, the Greenwood Gators. Leading off here in the top of the second is going to be the catcher, Easton Talley. Easton, the senior, hitting .323 on the year. Going to be facing Brady Delk. Here's the first pitch. Looked to be a bit inside. So we're going to see Talley, followed by Jaggers, and then followed by Glossick. So the 6, 7, 8 hitters for Greenwood. Here's the pitch. Lifted deep. Foul ball. Went deep into foul territory there. I think he was sitting on that one. Sure enough. Pulled it deep into left field, but went a little too far into foul territory. So 1-1 count now. Here's the pitch.
The pitch.
Oh my goodness. He sent that curveball in there. It stayed high and tight, but man, a lot of break on that one. Low and away to bring this one to a 3-1 hitters count. Here's the pitch. And that is strike 2. Outside part of the plate to run the count full, Delk versus Talley. Here's the windup and the pitch. Gives him something to hit. It goes out to right field. Hendrick is underneath it. Squeezes it for out number 1 here in the top of the second inning.
Now batting for the Gators.
Hits are going to come at a premium tonight. Flat out at a premium. This game is not going to be a 9-8 game, I wouldn't think. I'd be shocked if it were. Here's the windup. That's a chopper going to be fielded by Blankenberg. He's going to toss it over to Delk, which he steps on the bag, and the bag pops up out of the ground. That was against Cannon Jaggers, the right fielder. He stepped down on it, and that bag popped right up out of the ground. Glad that Brady's okay after that one. The way that's a surefire way to turn an ankle, but that chopper came a little slowly over to Blankenberg, and he had to charge on it a little bit, and Brady had to rely on the wheels to get over there to record out number 2. Now here's third baseman Whit Glossick, right-handed hitter. Got the bag back in, now we're ready to play. That one slammed. Wow, Ramalan, a fantastic diving play. Oh my goodness, so close. Glossick beats out the throw, but Ramalan, wow, a diving catch off the one hopper. That was an absolute laser beam out to second base. If he had been able to pop up and turn that into an out at first, that would have been phenomenal play there, one that you would certainly remember from him. Showed off the glove. Now here comes center fielder Sam Holder. Takes strike 1. Holder, a left-handed hitter. Now Holder is a junior, hitting .261 on the season. Attempts the pickoff. Very quick there by Delk. Brady doesn't mess around whenever it's coming time to try to pick off a runner. He gets up there and he's going to laser it over to you. So if you're on first or second, you better be ready for it. That one bounces off the knee pad of Banton that time as it went down into the dirt, unable to glove it, but a great job staying in front of it. Runner does move up to second, but we're still looking at a 1-1 count with 2 away. Runner on second. Now Delk versus Holder. Steps off. He wants to talk to Banton now. Just a quick mound meeting. They might have gotten their signals mixed up. Now he's ready. Pitching from the stretch. Checks the runner. Here it comes. Gets passed off the glove of Banton. Runner will advance to third. He just missed it. 2-1 count. Still 1-0 ball game. Need to get this one to maintain this lead. This is an important out. 2-1 count. Here's the pitch. Swings through it. Great looking pitch there. Looked like a changeup, and it just dove. Here's the pitch. Rocketed over to Blankenberg. Oh, they got through. I thought he got it too. My goodness, that's going to get all the way out into the right field corner. Hendrik Blankenberg has got it. We're going to send it all the way over to third base. And a triple, an RBI triple off the bat of Sam Holder. I thought that Boyd gloved it. I really did. I think it might have even hit his glove the way that he went down. He made a great diving attempt. He may have knocked it down. But right back to the top of the lineup, and here comes shortstop Zach Davis. Davis doubled to left center his last at bat. Pretty curveball there, but
shortstop number 7, Zach Davis.
Called the ball 1. Tied up 1-1 here in the top of the second. A 2-out rally put on by the Gators. They will not go quietly into the night, as the author said. 2-0 count now to Davis. This is the same spot where he launched a ball into left center field last time. That one stays low and away for ball 3. Davis not to be messed with, the 400 hitter. Here's the pitch. Low and away. Going to go down for another walk. Here comes another lefty and first baseman
Number 9,
Andrew Jolly. Jolly, one of those seniors on this older Gators team. Sending out the signal is the dugout from Franklin. You would assume the runner will be away. I doubt we'll see a throwdown on it with the speed of Holder over on third base. 10th pickoff. Oh, called safe, but that one was, oof.
Happy feet.
He's out to an okay lead. He's not out there too far over on first as Davis. Now he's caught in a pickle. They tried to call balk. He is going to be tagged out in the pickle at first. The Greenwood Gators wanted a balk on there as Brady stepped back off of the rubber, and whenever the pitcher steps back off of it, that is not going to be called a balk. He made no attempt to move towards home plate. But Greenwood ties it up there in the top of the second. Each team with 3 hits apiece, 1 run, and Howard is coming right back out to the mound. So Sam Holder, really the hero for the Gators there in the top of the second. An RBI triple. Been off the number 9 hitter. That's, if you're a Greenwood fan, you got to feel pretty good about that. Getting a triple from your number 9 hitter. Let's see. Does Holder have? That's his first triple of the season. Good for that young man. So Liam Heinze is going to lead this one off. Heinze now hitting .315 on the year.
For the Wildcats.
A sensational freshman season so far.
Number 17, Liam Heinze.
Got Boy Blankenberg in the on-deck circle. Followed up by the other Blankenberg, Hendrick Blankenberg. Here it comes. Takes strike 1. That was just a fastball down the middle. Possibly to just get himself settled by Howard. Turns on that one. Came inside. It's going to be foul ball for strike 2. Behind early now, 0-2 against a good pitcher, and Howard is a dangerous spot to be in. Set up outside, tries to get him chase. Just a bit out of the zone there for ball 1. 1-2 now to Heinze. Choked up a bit more on the bat. That's popped up in the infield. Nope. Drifts a bit to shallow center. Second baseman, Jackson Lee, squeezes it for out number 1.
First baseman number 13, Boy Blankenberg.
Now here comes the lefty, Boy Blankenberg. Boy playing first base tonight. Takes ball 1, just a bit up and out. Boy, the sophomore hitting .241 on the season. That one's going to be poked away foul. 1-1 count now. Brother Hendrick on deck. Here's the pitch. Swings through strike 2. That one went very low on him. Now 1-2 count from Howard. Here's the pitch. Swings through strike 3. And the Gators going to throw it around the horn. Second strikeout of the game
Fielder number 15, Hendrick
for Howard. Hendrick, hitting .224 on the season. So 2 up, 2 down now for the Wildcats. But in the top of the first, it was a 2-out rally that got the Greenwood Gators on the board. So let's see if Hendrick can do something with it. He sends that one out to right field. First pitch swinging and catching it just shy of foul territory was right fielder Cannon Jagger. So it's a 3 up, 3 down inning for the Franklin Simpson Wildcats. But we're tied up here at 1 run apiece before we go into the top of the third. We'll be right back with more Franklin Simpson baseball on 92.3 WFKN.
I don't do the most, but I do a lot. I'ma make a toast, cause we still alive. No big, I feel like Pac. I shoot a shot. I'm coming in hot. Coming in hot. Shoot that. Hey, why not? Yeah, coming in hot. Just like the fajita. I write what I live. My life in the speaker. I'm nice with the flow.
Of Franklin Simpson High School's Wildcat baseball. We are heading into the top of the third inning right now, all knotted up at 1 run apiece between your Franklin Simpson Wildcats taking on our neighbors to the north in the Greenwood Gators. Leading off this one in the top of the third is going to be first baseman number 9, Andrew Jolly. Jolly, a left-handed hitter. Brady Delk will remain on the mound for your Wildcats. Here, wind up and the pitch. Swings through, strike 1. Looking ahead to next week, way ahead, as it's just Tuesday. Lifts a ball out to center field. Easton Kelly maneuvering around just a little bit. Squeezes it for out number 1 against Jolly.
Next up for the game.
Now here comes Chaz Huff.
Number 6, Chaz Huff.
With all the colorful armbands and shin guard. He's got blue cleats and pink and yellow and teal on to go along with that bright grass green yellow pinstripe jersey. Taste the rainbow. Sends that one foul down the third baseline. See all those colors, and if you're a WWE fan, I just want to yell yeet. Here's the pitch. Lifted out to center field. Backtracking is Kelly, going up right up to the warning track, and he's got more work there for out number 2. So, putting Easton Kelly to work a little bit here in the top of the third. He's recorded out number 1 and 2. Now here comes designated hitter Henry Justice. Henry, the junior, hitting .297 on the season. Takes ball 1. Here's the pitch. Fouled off for strike 1. But as I was saying a moment ago, looking ahead to next week, we will have district games on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Here's the pitch. Strike 2. Behind in the count now is Justice. Will have to be very aggressive. Appeared to be a nice looking curveball the previous pitch. Here's the next one. Low and away, the fastball for ball 2. I think we'll see our boys play on Monday night, Tuesday night. Check swing called safe, as the count will now run full. That ball was well low in the zone. Now here's the payoff. That's strike three. Ring up one for Brady Delk. His first strikeout of the game, coming on a beautiful full count strike three to end the top of the third inning. But as I said, our boys will possibly play on Monday night. Probably. I think, just from what we've heard, that Russellville will be playing in the district games since they are the host school for this year's district tournament. And so what we believe is going to happen, depending upon whether or not we win here tonight, our boys could possibly leapfrog the Logan County Cougars. Do it. Bells down. They could leapfrog them, I think, here with a win tonight in terms of RPI and everything like that. The Cougars do have, I believe, a better overall record than the Franklin Simpson Wildcats, but I think we could overtake them in terms of RPI with a win here tonight if we win against the number one ranked team in the region. Currently sitting at a 1-1 tie, heading into the bottom of the third with Easton Kelly due to lead off. And then we'll go right back to the top of the lineup and Brady Delk and Griff Banton. But we've got a long way to go here before we get 7 innings in, as we are at the midway point pretty much through this ball game. So we'll see how this all plays out. We'll find out tomorrow. I hate saying that we're flat out going to win something, but that one's sent over to second baseman Lee. Lee fields it cleanly, sends it over to Jolly for out number 1. First pitch swinging for Easton Kelly, and out number 1.
Next up for the Wildcats, our pitcher number 7.
No matter who we're facing, whether it is Todd County Central or Russellville, whether we're the 1 or the 2 seed in the district, I anticipate a win and a district championship matchup. That one's sent up the middle, and Lee's fielding it, and he's going to send it over to Jolly for out number 2. So, 5 straight batters retired now
Number 20, Griff Banton.
for Howard. And here comes senior Banton. Banton raised his average all the way up to 360 on this season now. Takes strike 1. Struck out in his first at-bat. Here's the pitch by Howard. Swings through for strike 2. 0-2 hole now for Banton. Jackson Gass, the designated hitter, in the on-deck circle. Here's the windup and the pitch. Swings through, strike 3. Well, another 3 up, 3 down. 6 straight batters retired by Nathan Howard. We're still knotted up at 1-1 though as we head into the top of the 4th. We've got more Wildcat baseball right here on 92.3 WFKN.
Looking for a place to connect, grow, and worship? Discover Franklin First United Methodist Church in downtown Franklin. Join us every Sunday for 2 uplifting services. Experience our traditional service at 9 a.m., where hymns and heartfelt messages bring our community together. Or come to our contemporary worship service at 11 a.m., where you'll find a lively atmosphere filled with modern music and inspiration. No matter where you are on your faith journey, there's a place for you here. Join us this Sunday at Franklin First United Methodist Church. We can't wait to welcome you home.
Welcome back in, everybody, to 92.3 WFKN's live coverage of Franklin Simpson High School's Wildcat baseball. We're heading into the top of the fourth inning right now, and we are looking at a 1-1 tie. Each team has 3 hits apiece. Brady Delk has got 1 strikeout to his name, and now a 3rd strikeout for Nathan Howard, I believe, for the Greenwood Gators. And both teams have just kind of been doing work to this point on the defensive side of the ball. Just kind of what we anticipated. Not going to be a shootout kind of matchup. Ball 2 down in the zone. It gets number 26 to lead off, second baseman, Jackson Lee. Lee, the junior, hitting .271 on the year. He sends that one over to Blankenberg. He's going to field it, toss it over to Delk as he's running over from the mound, and that's out number 1.
Next up for the Gators.
Next up for the Gators is going to be catcher number 14, Easton Talley. Talley, the senior, local ties, hitting .323 on the season, right-handed hitter. Here's the pitch. Oh, that's a pretty curveball. I mean, that's what you look up in Merriam-Webster's dictionary. It says 12-6 curveball. That's it. That's pretty. Here's the next one. Tries to come at him with some speed, and Talley fights it off, fouls it off for strike 2. Now in an 0-2 hole for the senior. Here's the pitch. High that time off the arm of Delk. This is a great connection between Delk and Banton. Another foul ball. Talley wanted that one. One-two now. Rocketed right back up the middle, goes all the way out into center field. Kelly's going to field it cleanly. Going to be a single now for Talley.
For the Gators.
Now coming up is going to be right fielder number 11, Cannon Jaggers. Jaggers, in his last at-bat, had that kind of wonky play over at first base where the base popped out of the ground. We saw our Wildcats working on first base, trying to secure that bag over there a little more tightly in between this 3rd and 4th inning. Runner on first, checks the runner, runner stays, but swung through and missed. Jaggers, that's lefty. Son of Coach Jason Jaggers, right? Yep. Head coach's son. Attempts the pickoff. Back pretty easily that time was Talley. Talley, the senior, is 5 for 5 on stolen base attempts. Not off to a good lead. Sent foul down the first base line off the bat. Jaggers in an 0-2 hole now. Let's see what Delk's got in store for him. Set up right in the middle. Goes low and away for ball 1. Trying to get Jaggers to chase. I would imagine that Jaggers, the senior, who's .239 hitter, tips pick off there, does Delk, runner safe. Jaggers probably has a pretty good eye, as he's got 12 walks on the season. Takes ball 2. 2-2 count now, 1 away, 1 runner on and over at first. Sun getting low over there now. I thought the runner was away, the way that the dugout reacted there, they really was off. When Brady released the ball, the dugout went nuts. I thought that Talley was away at first, but then Jaggers swings through and fouls it off. Count remains at 2-2. The dugout kind of had me like, what happened? Like, I missed something there for a moment. Checks the runner, just dealt. Yeah, that was just a bit outside. I mean, just a bit outside. It's a good call, but, I mean, it is... Whew, missed it by half an inch. Count runs full. Let's see if Brady gives him something to hit. Attempts the pickoff. Runner safe. Here in the top of the fourth, Brady already up to 62 pitches. That one's popped up into foul territory. Is Colton going to get underneath it? No, it just... I think that landed in the top of the net. You know, the thin little foul ball net. It was like it hit the top of the net and bounced in. That's how close that ball was. And I don't know if I've ever seen one land on the top of a net like that before. I mean, that net is a quarter an inch wide. That was kind of an awkward spot. Count runs full still. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. Runner still around first. Here comes the payoff. Attempts to pick off again. Runner safe. Jaggers and Delk duking it out here. Checking the runner. Here's the pitch. Sent. Oh, it's going to get over the head of Heinze out into center field. Jaggers wins the battle, stays with it.
Big moment here at the top of the fourth. With 2 what? With 2 on. Slapped foul. I think that one either went off of the top of someone's trailer or off the top of a shed over there. You heard the loud metal bang. I just hope it wasn't off the top of that Dodge Ram. Checking the lead runner. Here's the pitch. That one's sent into shallow center field. Kelly moving to his left, fields it cleanly, and all the runners are going to stay put for out number 2.
Next up for the Gators.
Now, here comes center fielder number 1, Sam Holder. Now, Sam Holder, you might remember earlier in this one, had an RBI triple. We are going to see a courtesy runner. It's going to be number 3.
Courtesy runner for the Gators.
Josiah Groff.
Josiah Groff.
Groff, a junior. Groff has seen significant playing time. Oh, that one sent down the first base line. Just foul. And let me tell you, he pulled that one again. He's trying to get out in front of Brady, the lefty. So boys gotta be very acutely aware of this left-handed hitter. And he's got that front foot way back, and he's almost turned at a 45-degree angle.
Good pitch.
Strike 2. Looking. Now 0-2 hole for Brady. Or Brady ahead 2-0. 0-2. Man, can't get that straight for some reason. My goodness. 2 aboard, 2 outs.
Woo!
Oh, man. The home crowd wanted that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Still a 1-1 ball game here in the top of the 4th. Checks the lead runner. Here's the pitch.
Nope.
Oh, that one went low and away and popped out of the glove of Banton, but runners stay put.
Come on, Brady.
Looking at 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away, 2 on. Glossick was the hero in the top of the 2nd. Now stepping off the rubber to collect himself is Delk. It's a good job there. Shows experience. Holder, that triple earlier in the game, goes low and inside. Good stop there by Banton behind the plate to glove it, and the count runs full. Brady has won several of these matchups so far already in this one. Throwing a lot of pitches. That one popped up into foul territory. Is going to go too far towards the visiting dugout. And it's going to go into the stands. Everybody said heads up, and it bounced right over the top of someone's mom's head. That one narrowly missed her. Glad she's okay, laughing it off. Now, here comes the next payoff. Here it is. Oh, we called time. My goodness. Holder called time. But you know what? I'm not entirely mad about it because that was a questionable spot on the pitch. So that might have been ball 4. Here's the pitch. Now it comes in low. Holder's going to walk. So, 3rd walk of the ball game there for Delk.
Now batting for the Gators.
And now here comes the top of the lineup, shortstop number 7, Zach Davis. Not who I want to see with bases loaded. Davis, 22 RBIs on the season, tied for the team lead. He's got 10, make it 11 doubles after first inning. That one fouled away. Davis has only struck out 4 times all season. That's great numbers. Just 4 times. 0-1, 2 away, bases juiced, 1-1 ball game. Sent out to center field. Somebody get to it. Get there, get there, get there. Right fielder, Hendrick Blankenberg runs it down for out number 3. And the Wildcats are out of the jam. And the home crowd lets them know that they're proud of that one. Woo! Man, I had the hair on the back of my neck standing up. That was a tight spot to be in for the Wildcats. But we maintain that 1-1 tie ball game. Howard's back out on the mound. He's retired 6 straight. That last inning was a 5-pitch inning for Howard. And I don't want to continue to look ahead to next week, but I'd just like to say that throughout most of these broadcasts, I try to remain very positive and look at our kids. You know, I'm slightly biased, but we're a Franklin Simpson station here, and we're here because of Franklin Simpson High School. That's the reason why we're here. We are a home team station. But next week, whenever we go into that district championship game, I'm calling it right now. Yeah, I'm doing that. We're going to face off on those Logan County Cougars. And when we do,
leading off for the Wildcats.
I'm not going to apologize
bottom of the 4th.
for how biased that I'm going to be
Jackson Gas.
in that game. because I'm going to. Here comes Jackson Gas. I like to just, it's a fun saying, all gas, no brakes. I'm going to go all gas, no brakes on our Wildcats to win that one. I want that win for these boys. Designated hitter Jackson Gas leading this one off. And, ooh, that one nearly paints his elbow. But he takes ball one. Lifted deep to left field. Going to be underneath it is Chaz Huff. About 5 feet or so shy of the warning track. Took it for a nice ride.
Wildcats. Third baseman number 12.
Not quite enough.
Colton Turner.
Now here comes Colton Turner. Colton is 1 for 1 with a single in this one. That bat has remained hot from the weekend. Back-to-back games with a double. Lays off ball one. Low one outside off the arm of Howard. Here's the windup and the pitch. Strike one. Down Main Street off the arm of Howard. The battle of the mullets here between Howard and Turner. Here's the pitch. That one's set. Make him 2 for 2 with another single.
Now batting for the Wildcats, left fielder
And what
number
I've been
2,
able to
Braylon Turner.
admonish here off the bat of Colton Turner and his 2 at-bats is that if I'm a Wildcat hitter coming into this one, I'm going to just sit back and wait on fastball. Because Howard, while he throws it well, and that doesn't make it any easier to hit, he has been a rear back and throw it down the middle fastball pitcher. Ooh, showed quick pickoff ability there, did Howard. Nearly catches Turner asleep at the wheel over on first. Here comes the play from third base coach Craig Delk. Braylon Turner still awaiting his first pitch. 1 away, 1 on. Just after the 7 o'clock hour now. 7:02 in the evening. On a beautiful evening for baseball. Oh, man. That one, that pickoff attempt from Howard. And they're all complaining about it. Jolly held on to it for a moment, and Howard even stayed off the mound for a moment. After that second pickoff attempt, that one, oh boy. Still awaiting the first pitch of the at-bat is Braylon Turner. Coach Craig Delk going to call out another play.
Now you got the right leg.
Now we've got
He's short.
a little bit of a shortened half-step lead now from Turner. He's back much easier that time to first base. Man, that'll get you tight in the chest.
Unless we're trying to pull a heat run off or something.
Steps off the rubber that time. Does Howard. Howard still... Hang on. Oh, we got a ball get away from our dugout. They called time for... Or not our dugout, but our bullpen. Called time for them to get that ball. Now we're back ready to play. Howard was staring down the infield umpire. Checks the runner. Here's pitch. Shows bunt. Fouled off. Fastball. Hard to lay it down that time. 0-1. Finally, we got a first pitch to Braylon. I anticipate we'll probably see another bunt attempt. Glossick, the third baseman, is in on the grass. Checking the runner. Shows bunt again. Pulls back. Tally gave it a thought from behind the plate about trying to throw down to first. One now. Turner, Braylon Turner. Checking the runner. Here's the pitch, shows bunt. Fouled off again the exact same way, popped back. Got to get down over the top of those. Push it the direction that you need it. And you get the handle of the bat lower than the barrel on a bunt attempt, it is very difficult to send it the direction that you need to. Braylon with plenty of speed to beat it out over first too, but now with 2 strikes, we'll see him swing away. Sent away to left field. Get down, get down. It is going to be down for a single for Braylon Turner. Now we've got 2 aboard, 1 out. Your Wildcats are cooking with some propane. Or charcoal, as we do here at Greg Shelton Field. Here comes Liam Heinze. Now, that's going to be Max Wren coming on to run for
number 4, Max
Colton
Wren.
Turner. Getting high fives from his teammates in the dugout. The 5th hit of the ball game for the Wildcats. Those boys over in the Wildcat dugout are pumped up right now. Here's the next pitch. That one goes down low. The ball 1. Heinze set. Checks the leadoff at second. Here's the pitch. Goes down low. Ball 2. Now Coach Delk calling out a number. Everybody checking their armbands yet again. Let's see if we see a possible bunt attempt on a 2-0 count with 2 aboard. Boy Blankenberg waiting in the on-deck circle. Strike 1, inside part of the plate. Two, 1 away. Still knotted up here in the bottom of the 4th at 1 run apiece. Taking on the Greenwood Gators. Thank you for joining us. Checks the leadoff at second. Oh, man. Yep. Braylon jumped out to too much of a lead over at first, and you got to give Easton Talley some credit there. He'd been waiting on that. He hasn't thrown one down to first base yet, and he caught Braylon. Oh, man. Hard to win a ball game like this when you're getting picked off. That one hurts for out number 2 and a 3-1 count. Heinze going to need to be aggressive now. Got to be sitting on fastball here with 3-1 count. Let's see if he gets it. Not choked up on the bat so much. That one goes high and outside, and he's going to walk Heinze to move on to Boy Blankenberg. Howard, not afraid to show some emotion.
13,
takes a trip around the mound this time, and he's going to have a little meeting with Talley. Not happy with that call, but he hasn't been happy all inning because he's given up a couple hits. He does have 3 strikeouts in the game going into this bottom of the 4th. He's just thrown 46 pitches to this point. He's got 2 away, 2 on. Checks the leadoff, but here comes the pitch.
There you go.
And he's going to hit Blankenberg in the leg. Now here comes Hendrick. Hendrick singled in his last
Now
at-bat.
batting for the Wildcats, right fielder number 15, Hendrick
Bases juiced
Blankenberg.
with 2 outs. A pretty solid moment here for your Wildcats with 2 away. Kind of mimicking what we saw in the top of the 4th from Greenwood. We won't see any pickoff attempts here. Here's the pitch. Swings through high heat for strike one. Popped the catcher's mitt that time. Did Howard. Tried to kind of tomahawk that one. Appears to be more set now. I bet Howard's throwing fastball yet again here. Sets it a little bit low and away. Does Tally. Here's the pitch. Goes high and outside for ball one.
Come on, Goose.
1-1 now. Bases loaded. Tied up at 1 run apiece here in the bottom of the fourth. Can Howard get himself out of another jam? Here's the pitch. Oh, tap to third. Third baseman is going to rear back and try to get him. He's going to bobble the throw and beat. One run will score. It is going to get away. Heinze, man. A check swing tap out to third, and Glossick muffed the throw over to first, and a run scores to put the Wildcats ahead 2-1. First baseman Jolly then threw it back over to third, where Zach Davis was covering, and it got out of the glove of Davis, went past him, and I think Chaz Huff was able to field it cleanly and send it back into the infield. But now, here comes Easton Kelly, the center fielder. Man, that was a transaction right there. Not much of any kind of wind out here. The very slight wind that we do have is blowing left to right field. Called strike that time. High and outside strike. 0-1, 2 away. Bases still loaded after the first error of the game.
I give him a hit.
Our scorekeeper says he gave him a hit. I like it. I'm okay with that. Because it would have been it was a super slow roller on the check swing. So I'm fine with an infield hit for Hendrick. Makes him 2 for 2 in this one. Here's the pitch. Swings through, strike 3. But, hey, after the 6th hit of the ball game for the Wildcats, they send one across home plate to get up on Greenwood, just like last season. This is eerily similar right now to what we saw last year. I'm not saying, I'm just saying. We're up 2-1. Last year we won 2-1. And let's see, who do we got coming out to pitch for us before I go away on the break? Who's coming up to the plate? I'm thinking it's going to be Brady again because everybody else is back to their usual spots here in the infield. Yep, going to be Brady. All right, we're going to have Brady dealt back out on the mound to take us into the top of the 5th inning with a 2-1 lead versus the Greenwood Gators right here on 92.3 WFKN.
Hey, Mr. Smith, what was that call about last Friday night?
Well, Doc, I thought he crossed the line.
I'm pretty sure everyone in the stands thought you were the one that crossed the line with that call.
I guess I get that all the time, Doc.
Well, I'm glad you finally came in here to get your eyes checked at Wilkins Eye Care.
And like I said, I hear that all the time.
Go, Cats!
Wilkins Eye Care, 705 North Main Street, Franklin, Kentucky.
Welcome back in, everybody, to 92.3 WFKN's live coverage of Franklin Simpson High School's Wildcat Baseball. We're right here heading into the top of the 5th, and your Wildcats have now gone ahead in this one and gotten a 1-run lead, leading this one 2-1. And we've got Andrew Jolly, the first baseman, the left-handed hitter, leading this one off. Jolly, the number 2 hitter, so we're going to see 2, 3, 4 here in the lineup for the Gators. Taking a moment to get himself set. Now we're ready. Here's the windup and the pitch from Delk. Goes high and outside for ball 1. Up to 78 pitches now for Brady. Windup, pitch. Goes a little low in the zone. Home crowd wanted that one to be a strike.
Ground ball here.
Here's the pitch. Lifted out to the left. Brandon Turner's underneath it. Out number 1. Had to move like a step and a half to his left.
Next up for the Gators, left fielder number 6,
Had some
Chaz Huff.
tail spin on it. Here comes Chaz Huff. As our home plate umpire dusts off the plate for us. Here is the left fielder. Let's see what Huff is doing. The junior is hitting .394 on the season as we see strike 1. That's a great season, hitting .394. Takes ball 1 a little high and outside, just a bit. I mean, by a hair. Here's the next one. Down low in the dirt that time. Banton gloves it. Count rolls to 2-1. Got another beautiful Franklin sunset. Now foul ball. Ripped foul down the left field line. Count moves up to 2-2. A little more in our favor. Here's the pitch. That's popped out into left center field. Somebody get underneath it. That is going to get down for a hit. Our outfielders kind of collide a little bit as Huff digs for second. Now he's got to take all that equipment off, so he's going to get a little bit of a timeout here.
Now batting for the Gators.
Now here comes up for the
hitter
Gators.
number 23,
Designated hitter number 23, Henry
Justice.
Justice. Justice the junior. A complete and total upperclassman lineup for the Gators. One away. A runner on second now in scoring position. That one's ripped out into foul territory. Braylon gave a lot of chase, a lot of effort to that one. That one was way foul. I guess he just wanted to go for a quick run. Hat came off and everything. He put so much into that one. 0-1 to Justice. Henry, a fine name, goes back to the takes ball 1. Henry is a fine name, goes back into the as far deep as I can find in my family's ancestry. All the way back into the 1400s of my family's name. That one's lifted out into center. Is it going to get down? And it does. Easton Kelly picks it up, fires it into the infield. Boy Blankenberg catches it. Runner does move up from second to third, and Greenwood is right back in business off the bat of Henry Justice.
Jackson Lee.
Now here comes second baseman Jackson Lee. Lee, the junior, hitting .271. And Justice, it looks like he's going to get a pinch runner. It's going to be number 3, Josiah Groff again.
Gators with a pinch runner, number 3, Josiah Groff.
Just one away and runners on the corners. And what will be another tense moment here at Greg Shelton Field. 7:19 here in the evening. The sun has beautifully lit up those big clouds out there in the west. Out past right field. Shows bunt. Fouled off. Possible squeeze play here at home. Right-handed hitter has Colton Turner in on the grass right now. let's see what the Wildcats have in store. And Banton wants to talk it over with Delk. Let's see how we play this one out. If they do have a pick-off / pickle attempt again, like we saw in the previous inning, where we caught, I think it was Zachary Davis in between first and second base, and he got a little bit too much of a lead, and we ran him down in the pickle. Or if we just allow them to go on and take second base. So 0-1 count, 1 away. Runners on the corners at the top of the fifth. Shows bunt, and it was a pitch out right there. Banton was high up. I'm going to just take ball 1 there. Bunt attempt pulled back that time on the pitch out. Trying to keep everybody honest on the bases here. Here's the pitch. Curveball. Oh, I liked it, but guess it tailed off a little bit too much off the plate. Count rolls 2-1. Nearing the 100 pitch mark for Brady Delk here in this one, top of the fifth. That one goes low and away.
Learned some from him, but a lot from Alfonso and Shula.
So 3-1 hitters count now with runners on the corners. Let's see what Delk has in store versus Lee. Yep, goes high and tight for ball 4. Gonna be the 4th walk here of the evening, I believe, for Delk.
Now batting for the Gators.
And now here comes number 14, the catcher, Easton Talley. Talley with a hit in his last at bat. And he's got the bases juice with just 1 away. Can't tell you what I'd give right now for a ground ball up to Heinze, very near second base. Here's the windup and the pitch. Goes low for ball 1.
Let's go. Don't play ball here.
Deep breath there from Delk. Here's the pitch.
That's
Swing
right.
through at strike 1. Whiffed on that.
Roll it.
Roll it, pop it.
Huff trying to play some games out on third base, running towards home plate. Ball goes high that time.
Oh yeah, that'd be nice.
Infield fly.
I think that I would love to see a pickoff attempt over at third right now. That's strike 2. Count rolls 2-2 now versus Talley.
But you might have been a little higher.
Whew. Getting a little hot. Here's the windup and the pitch. Tapped foul.
Good pitch, good pitch.
Through the tree out there, it goes foul. Count remains 2-2. 2-2, 1 away. Wildcats on top, 2-1 here in the top of the fifth. Here's the windup with the bases loaded. Goes ball high. Curveball didn't give us enough curve. As the visiting Gators now got 7 hits. Here's the payoff. And he's going to walk one in. That walks into tying run for the 100th pitch of the game for Brady Delk. Now, here comes head coach Matthew Wilhite with 1 out, 100 pitches on the arm of Brady Delk. Let's see what we got in store here for the Wildcats versus the visiting #1 team in the region in Greenwood Gators. So, 2-2 ball game now in the top of the 5th inning with 1 away, bases juiced, and all right, we're just going to talk this one over, and we're going to leave Brady in here to see if he can make his way out of the 5th inning.
Number 11, Cannon Jaggers.
Now, here's a big moment for head coach Jason Jaggers' son, Cannon Jaggers. Cannon, a fine player in his own right, the senior. Bases loaded moment. Lifted high and out of play, foul ball. all knotted up at 2-2. I can always appreciate a good Franklin Simpson home crowd, and we've got that yet again here tonight. Appreciate fans and families showing up.
Oh, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Griff attempts a pickoff over at third, throws it down, but back in plenty of time was Groff. 1-1 count to Jaggers. Here's the windup and the pitch from Delk. And it gets past Banton. Banton's going to send it up to Delk, and he's going to easily step in front of the runner trying to get home. Griff beat him by a good 3 steps. And I've said it 100 times over these broadcasts, is the fact that that ball will bounce off of that cinder block backstop. And it bounced back to Griff very kindly, and he sat down on home plate that time to record out number 2. That was something else. Wow.
2-1.
So runners on second and third now, and 2-1 count. Now ball high and outside, count rolls to 3-1 with 2 away. So feeling a little better about the situation, but still Jaggers' fine hitter. Let's see how he fares against 3-1 count. He takes strike 2. That's a good-looking pitch there off the arm of Delk.
Need one more.
105 on the pitch counter now. Count runs full. And I'd love to see that exact same pitch from Brady. Let's see what we got. Here's the windup and the payoff. Fouled off. It was the exact same pitch. Fastball tailed in on Jaggers, jamming him up. Clapping rally coming out of the visiting Gator dugout. Here's the payoff. Another foul ball. Baseball is 100% a team sport, but man, these phenomenal one-on-one matchups that you tend to get between pitchers and hitters are just so good. Here's the pitch. Swings through, ring him up. There we go, and the Wildcats are out of the inning without any more damage done. A fantastic play at the plate by Griff Banton to catch the pass ball and tag a runner out at home plate, who was in fact a pinch runner in Groff, who came on for the designated hitter Henry Justice. Man, and then Brady Delk records his, I think, second strikeout of the game there. I try to keep up with strikeouts and walks as best I can, but man, I just get so tied up in these games that it flat out wraps me up so much in it that I become a bit like a fan, and I can't hardly keep up with the stats the way that I probably should to keep you guys informed. But that's my fault. I should do a better job with that. But I'm just having fun up here, if I'm telling you the truth. Trying to talk about these kids and what a great job they're doing out here on the field. I don't know what that means as far as Brady's time here on the pitching mound, but we're going to see Nathan Howard come back out for the bottom of the 5th inning at least, as he's back in this one with a 2-2 tie. I think we're going to see Brady Delk lead this one off, following up who's the top of the line. And then we're going to see Griff Banton, followed up by designated hitter Jackson Gass. Here's that family in which we have spoken of, the Talley, Mr. Aaron Talley, who heads up our fantastic Franklin Simpson Channel 9. So if you're watching the game and you're having to look at this face, I apologize, first of all.
Leading off for the Wildcats. To the bottom
My
of the
closest of friends
number 7,
like to
Brady
joke that I've got a
Delk.
face for radio, which can't disagree with them. But at least you get to watch these boys play ball on Franklin Simpson Channel. Brady Delk will in fact be our leadoff hitter. Done a great job against a great Greenwood Gator lineup. Takes strike 1. Now, his third base coach and dad, Coach Craig Dell, coming in to give him some coaching. Possibly has seen something to tip off the pitches of senior Nathan Howard. One can hope. And he's back into the box and ready to go. Here's the windup and the pitch. Ooh, high and tight that time. Has to duck completely out of the way. Count goes 1-1. I would imagine that was not a missed pitch. That was a message. Now here comes. Big cut on that one was Brady Dell. Brady, who has obviously spent some time in the weight room with 2 home runs on the season, has that home run hitting power. But over the last 3 seasons, we have only seen 1 home run here, Franklin Simpson's home field. That one's sent to second baseman Lee. Lee fields it cleanly, sends it over to Jolly for out number 1 off the 1-2 count.
Now batting for the Wildcats, catcher number 20, Rick Banton.
I like the swing, though, because where we have seen the most success against Howard has been on fastballs. So I'm sitting back and I'm just waiting on that if I'm a Wildcat hitter right now. This has been a great game. Low and away. As we said, it's going to be a pitching and defensive matchup tonight. Not going to be a high-flying, high-scoring type of matchup. And it is 2-2 here in the bottom of the 5th with 1 away. And Griff Banton, senior catcher for the Wildcats, looking at a 2-0 count. And Howard, just to show you how good he's been, he's got, that was his 60th pitch of this game. 60. That is just phenomenal work by a senior pitcher. Has not had any real command issues to this point. I don't think he's walked but 1 hitter. Here's the pitch. That's a strike. He did hit 1 hitter. 3-1 count now. If I'm Griff, I'm going to make him throw to me here. Oh, really? I didn't like that one, but I thought I nearly started to call a walk on that one. Count runs full off that inside pitch. Griff didn't like it either. He's talking to home plate umpire after that one. That was... Now he's got to get serious in there. Here's the full count payoff. That one's low and away for a walk. 4.
Now
Howard lead his second.
Hitter number 19, Jackson Gas.
Now here comes DH number 19, Jackson Gas. Let's see if Griff gets a pinch runner. No, he does not. He's going to remain over there on first. Just an average lead. Howard has, yep, there comes the pickoff attempt. He's safe. And I tell you what, that's a fast pickoff attempt. And he puts it right on the money. There's no wasted motion there. Turns and checks Banton at first this time. Attempts the pickoff again. Still yet to throw one towards Gas. 1 away, runner on first. Designated hitter up for the Wildcats. Here's the pitch. The curveball stays in for ball 1. Colton Turner looming on deck right now, who is 2 for 2 tonight. Going to be heading into the bottom of this 5th inning. Another pickoff attempt. Howard does, man. He just puts it right on the money where it will be the body of whoever's sliding back towards first. Keeping everybody honest. Here's the pitch now.
Good eye. He pulled it
It's going
up.
to stay a bit low. Bit low in the zone. Coach Delk sending a signal over to Banton. 2-0 count now versus Gas. Set. Here's the pitch. That one goes low and away for a 3-0 count now. Here's in a 2-2 ball game, I'm a gambler. I say swing, bro, swing. That's just me. Let's see what happens. Here's the pitch. He takes it, strike one. That's probably the right thing to do. But, man, I want to get after that. All right. So now we're looking at 3-1 hitters count with one away. Runner still over on first. Here's the pitch. Swings through, strike two. Well, now we got a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Come on, Jackson.
Gas versus Howard. Howard has been great. 2-2 ball game here at the bottom of the 5th. Checking the runner. Away goes the runner. Ball high. So,
come on, Coach.
Jackson Gas
Now batting for the Wildcats.
records
Third baseman
a second
12,
straight
Colton
walk.
Turner.
Uncharacteristic of Howard. And let's see what Colton Turner's got in store. Coach Craig Delk wants to come over and talk about something with head coach Matt Wilhite. With 2 aboard, 1 away in a 2-2 ball game. And they're going to have a little infield meeting there for Greenwood.
It's not going to be a long game. It seemed like it.
So, I wouldn't imagine that Howard's coming out here. That would truly surprise me. But after 2 walks, I'm sure his coach wants to just come out and hype him up a bit and tell him to settle down. And you got 1 away. He's only thrown 69 pitches in this one. He pats him on the chest and he gets some high fives from his infield.
Relax.
Trying to tell him to get after it a little bit. That beautiful pink sunset out there.
Now batting for the Wildcats. Third baseman number 12, Colton Turner.
Now here's what is currently got to be the hottest bat on the team, Colton Turner. He's 2 for 2 here tonight with 2 singles.
Come on.
The sophomore hitter has been coming on as of late in this back part of the season. Here's the pitch. Curveball dives in there for strike 1. Calling out another play. Colton Turner singled his last at-bat. Braylon Turner, who's in the on-deck circle, singled in his last at-bat. So we got some hitters. Ball high. 1-1. I don't know. You can't see this right now, but I'm leaned in on this desk right now watching this moment because this is kind of a big moment for this game. Everybody's just hyper-focused, it feels like, and just locked in. Here's the pitch. Lifted out to left center field. Nope. We're going to see a play at third base. Is he going to be safe? Banton. Woo, boy. There you go. Man, shows off the wheels and makes it over to third.
Now batting for the Wildcats.
Colton Turner took it on enough of a ride. Deep out there to center field. Sam Holder recorded out number 2, but the runner does advance. So, just as good as a bunt attempt. And we're moving on to Braylon Turner, who singled in his last at-bat as well. So we know that he can move a runner if we need to.
Come on, B.
Tied up 2-2. Looking to bring Banton across home plate here in the bottom of the fifth. Checking the runner. Here's the pitch. Oh, that was a good cut. Braylon come around on it, fouled it off. Strike one. I love the aggressiveness here, too, if you're at the plate by Braylon. You know you need a hit. Let's get up there and rip one. Got to step out of the box, catch a signal from his coach. Now let's see what we've got with runners on the corners and 2 away, 0-1 count. Here's the pitch. High and in. Ball 1. Coming up on pitch 75 for Nathan Howard. Checks the runners from the stretch. Here's the pitch. Fouled off. Another big cut there off the bat of Braylon Turner to bring this one to 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 2 away. Liam Heinze in the on-deck circle right now. You'd love to see nothing more than for the sophomore to put a runner across home plate. There's a big opening between the 5-6 hole. If he could just get around on one. Another foul ball. Hanging in there is Braylon Turner. Fight, kid, fight. Come on, let's go. Senior versus sophomore matchup in Howard versus Turner. Not playing too many games is Jackson Gass over on first. The ever-present pick-off ability of Nathan Howard. Here's the pitch.
Good.
Check swing, fouled off. Turning into a battle that he'll think about later. Still just 1-2. As he's fouled off everything that he's swung at. Come on and win one for us here. Checking. Here's the pitch. Goes high that time. 2-2. I feel like we all just need to take a big, deep breath. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away, 2 on, 2-2 ball game here in the bottom of the 5th inning. It is 7:43 in the evening. This game was flying by, and it slowed down, just in pace, I believe. Here's the 2-2. Swung on another foul ball. My goodness.
Go, keep hacking right here, kid.
That one drew some oohs and ahs from the home crowd.
Go find that gap.
As our ball shagger has been busy in this at bat. Man, so we've got number 2 at bat with 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away in a 2-2 ball game. That's more than a Yahtzee. Now, here's the pitch. Oh, no! What? There ain't no way. There is no way that nearly hit him in the hands. Oh, my goodness. I don't like that one little bit to end the inning. Called strike 3, but my goodness, that was high and in. Braylon, buddy, good job. I applaud that at-bat. There ain't no stinking way that was strike 3. Sorry, there wasn't. It's 2-2 ball game as we head towards the top of the 6th inning. We'll be right back with more Wildcat action right here on 92.3 WFKE.
We've been with Franklin Bank since '92 because we trust it.
Franklin was a great fit to help build a team and a culture that just kind of resonated with both of us.
They took a chance on us.
It's not a banking relationship, it's a personal relationship.
That's the most important thing to me about doing business with a bank is to have trust and faith in the people you're dealing with. And the people at Franklin Bank do every bit that needs to be done to give me that feeling.
Welcome back in, everybody, to 92.3 WFKN and our coverage of Franklin Simpson High School's Wildcat baseball. So I'm looking at a pinch hitter coming in right now at number 12, the senior Rylan Graves.
Pinch hitter number 12, Ryan Graves.
267 hitter, and he's a left-handed hitter, and oh my word, that kid is huge. Like, he spends more time in the weight room than I spend breathing, it looks like. That is a huge kid. Woo! Easton Kelly on now in relief. Good looking pitch there. I tell you what, if they called that strike 3 against Braylon in the last at-bat, they need to call that strike 1. Rip to second baseman Lamoron. He fields it cleanly and sends it over to first base to Blankenberg. Never mind, that's Heinze over on second base now, as Delk has moved
Now
back to his
Gators,
usual shortstop
center fielder
spot.
number 1, Sam Holder.
I tried to take a quick look to see if Graves was going anywhere to the next level. I imagine that kid has got to be a football player.
Mm-hmm. You could think. He's not. He better be a linebacker.
Yeah, he's got to be.
What was his name?
He's got to be out there doing something. My word.
Rylan Graves.
Oh, Ryan? I said Ryan.
Low and inside now to number 1, Sam Holder. Holder has been a huge part of the lineup for Greenwood tonight. Driven in one.
Rylan Graves. Football here.
Easton Kelly been throwing some heat. Low and outside. That
Ground
time
balls,
for
all we
ball
need,
2.
ground balls.
2-1 count with 1 away to the number 9 hitter, which has meant nothing to Sam Holder, center fielder. Holder's been swinging through the baseball here tonight.
Right away.
Takes a good cut on one, fouls it off to get the count to 2-2.
Is it Graves is up in GR88?
Here's the windup and the pitch. That one's sent over to Heinze. Second one in a row. He fields it cleanly, sends it over to Blankenberg for out number 2. So 2-2 to Heinze.
Now
We're
batting
right
for the
back to
Gators,
the top
shortstop
of the
number 7,
lineup.
Zach Davis.
Zach Davis.
Doesn't give you
Davis,
stats, but it's the same position.
400 hitter.
Yeah, I'm sure he played probably somewhere on the line or whatever.
Davis, as well, has been a big part of this matchup. A double to lead off the ball game.
Good job. Look ahead.
That's a beautiful pitch from Easton Kelly. Man, I tell you what, it feels like the atmosphere has changed just a little bit with the heat that Easton Kelly has been bringing, as Davis tried to turn on that one and fell over. And he takes something off of that one and goes low away for ball 1. But it feels like Kelly's brought a little bit of an attitude into this one. On in relief here at the top of the 6th. clapping out of the dugout of Greenwood.
Right away.
Fouled off for strike 2. And pardon me if I sneeze right now. I feel like I've got a sneeze coming on, and I feel it right on the end of my nose. I'm trying to fight it off because I sneeze like a mule. I promise I'm trying to fight this off. Whew. Everybody knows this springtime pollen's in the air. Here's the windup and the pitch.
Like that.
Fought off again. Another foul ball. My wife consistently makes fun of my sneezing. Hope everybody's okay from that earthquake. My wife will say that I created one with the way that I sneeze. That went down into the dirt. Let's go.
Coming at you.
Two. Easton didn't see that coming out of the hand of the home plate umpire. Went over his head. I think he caught it out of the corner of his eye at the last time.
Yes.
At the last moment.
Yeah, hit the front of it.
Pardon me.
Didn't go in.
No.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away to Davis. Let's go, Easton. Rear back and find something.
Is that about the same thing?
Below 1 past him. Here's the pitch. Low and away to run the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Let your defense work.
Let's go. Ground ball right here.
2 away. You don't want to let Greenwood really get anybody on base here. Here's the windup and the payoff. And they walk. Now, right back to Andrew Jolly at first base.
First baseman number 9, Andrew Jolly.
So Jolly comes to the plate with 2 away and a 2-2 tie in the top of the 6th inning. Playing underneath the lights now, pretty much. I would not have any doubts of my mind that Davis would be away.
There you go.
Fouled off. Fouls off the foul pole right here. Behind home plate as well. Not necessarily a murderer's row of hitters for Greenwood, but very good hitting team. Oh, and it gets past Banton. He got a little jumpy behind home plate before that one made it there as Davis jumped out a good 4 or 5 feet off of his initial leadoff. And I would have to think that that drew the eye of Banton behind home plate. And he does move on up on that pass ball. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 away now. Runner on second. And Kelly wants to talk it over with Griff Banton. Let's see, Jolly is a 284 hitter. Got 15 RBIs on the season. It's 3rd on the team for Greenwood. Their jerseys, I'll just say, they're so ugly I like them. And it's hard to dislike pinstripes as well. Timeout at the plate there by Jolly.
Come on, E.
1-1 count still. 2-2 tie here in the top of the 6th inning. Coming to you live from Franklin Simpson High School's Greg Shelton Field. Here's the pitch from Kelly. It gets in tight and away from Banton. The runner will advance again on over to 3rd.
Come on, Griff.
That one just tailed in and gets away from Banton. I don't know if you call that a wild pitch or a pass ball. That is just whatever you want to call it there, but gets away and into the backstop. Left-handed hitter is Jolly. Nearly caught him as he rips one out to right field. Is that one going to get past? That's off the bottom of the wall. That is a huge hit by Jolly, and that kid is flying around the bases. Drives in a triple And Greenwood now takes the lead 3-2, their first lead of the ball game.
Now batting for the Gators. Left fielder number
Jolly
6,
was flat out
Chaz
flying.
Huff.
He crushed that ball too. It's one of the biggest hits I've seen here in a long time. And here comes left fielder Chaz Huff. That went off the bottom of the right center wall. Jolly, a tall young man, and that kid was flying. And that one gets, oh wow, he stays put over on third after the pass ball. Oh, I don't know what happened there. He should have been away. Possibly a little bit lackadaisical or maybe a little bit hesitant from Banton being able to get back to home plate on the previous time that happened. 1 ball, no strikes. And that's off the backstop. Another one gets past him. Kelly having a little bit of command issues, and Coach Wilhite wants to talk it over with him after that. I would have. It's got to be in the head of Kelly at this point. After that one, thankful for that backstop after that pitch, and we are going to just go on and have ourselves a pitching change.
2-0 count. Yikes.
2-0 count now with 2 away. This is going to be a difficult moment.
Max Red or
Braylon.
We're going to see Braylon Turner come on in relief right now. Okay. Let's check out Braylon's
Pitching change for the
stats on what
Wildcats.
he's got going on. Braylon has not seen a lot of action as a pitcher. He's only got
Left fielder
5
number
total
2,
innings
Braylon
pitched
Turner will take the mound.
on the season. The sophomore has only appeared in 3 games and went those 5 innings. He gave up 2 hits and 4 runs, which none of which were earned. He walked 5 hitters while throwing 3 strikeouts. With the 2 outs, though, you might feel okay that he could come in and throw Huff off, but Huff nearly a 400 hitter. He's not one to be messed with.
Yeah.
Huff is a junior.
we need some Tiger right now. Good selection. We need it.
You know he's not short on confidence with all that pink and everything that he's got on. But a very difficult situation for Braylon to walk into here with being behind in the count, 2 balls, no strikes. Runner over on third, trying to push it out to a 2-run lead.
Yep, 2-0 count.
So, Greenwood really threatening to push this one away.
2-hour game.
Unless we can come back in the bottom of the 6th and see some magic happen. This one will get tight again.
Come on, brother. Come on.
Braylon Turner takes the mound.
Good crowd.
Gets the point from the home plate umpire. Facing off against Huff. That one gets away from Banton, and Jolly's going to stay put again over on third base. So he throws ball 3. Just no real room for error here.
Let's go, Braylon.
We're at third. He walks and it's just.
He goes with a full windup and the pitch. Down in the dirt, low, and they're going to walk Huff. Now, after Huff, we're going to see the designated hitter, Henry Justice, again. Now, Justice.
Now batting for the Gators, designated hitter number 23, Henry Justice.
Had a hit in his previous at bat.
Pitch runner. Yep.
We're going to see pinch runner for Huff. It's going to be number 27.
Courtesy runner for the Gators, number 27, Bryce
Mangold. Mangold, a sophomore. One of the few that are not an upperclassman for Greenwood. So now, a new hitter, new count for Turner. He's going to step off, collect himself, gets right back onto the rubber. Here's the pitch. Roll away for ball 1. 3 straight balls for Turner.
3 straight balls. Come on, man.
Come on, strikes right here, strikes.
Gets the signal. Pitching from the stretch. Here's the pitch. That's
go.
a good strike right there. That's what he needed. Just put one across, and now we're seeing what we're working with. Runners on the corners, but 2 away. Greenwood has taken a 3-2 lead. Here's the pitch. Ball low, 2-1. Spring sun continues to dip further below the horizon. That's swung, hammered straight out to center field and burns center fielder Easton Kelly. That's going to go down for an E8, and there's going to be a play at the plate, and he's going to be out by a mile. Tries to slide under the tag. So one did score, but looking at a 4-2 ball game now, the play at the plate did help in order to record that third out and get us out of the inning. Good turn on the infield. Now, we've got work to do, some serious work to do. Things are going to be tense for this Wildcat dugout. And I hope that they can get mentally back into this one. And if there's one thing we've learned about this Wildcat team coming into the bottom of the 6th inning, is that they are, in fact, a mentally tough team. This is not going to be something that they haven't faced before. They had a couple of comeback wins early in the season that we saw happen right here at home. And we're going to see a pitching change for the Greenwood Gators. It's going to be number 7, Zachary Davis. Zach Davis, who started out as short.
21 for 17, thank you.
This is a big change because we're going to be seeing something totally different now. Indifference of Nathan Howard. I am assuming that Coach Jason Jaggers feels good enough with a lead to bring Howard off of the field.
John Kincaid at third base.
John Kincaid for the Gators coming in at third base. But Zach Davis, let's see. Zach Davis is the number 2 pitcher here for the Greenwood Gators. He started 6 games, appeared in 8. He's got 34 innings pitched, 32 strikeouts, so just 11 walks. And he's the one that has the lowest ERA on the team, an 0.41 ERA on the year. That is big time. A little smaller in stature is Davis, but the best bat-on-ball hitter for the Gators as well. Who knows how this is going to affect our team with what if we rock out here and we end up taking a lead, we'll see for 2 innings, possibly Davis. But we're going to see Heinze lead off. And he's going to be followed up by Boy Blankenberg and then Hendrick Blankenberg. You imagine that the young Wildcats here are chomping at the bat to prove themselves, at the bit, maybe at the bat too, to prove themselves. Going freshman, sophomore, facing off against these seniors and juniors of Greenwood.
Base runner.
South Warren has been firmly in first place pretty much the majority of the baseball season, and Greenwood has overtaken them. Fouled off the first pitch, did Heinze. 0-1 count now. Beautiful night. After the 8 o'clock hour, 8:04 here in the evening. Probably going to be the longest game we've had of the season here at home, I would imagine. 1-1 count. Time by Heinze. 4-2 ball game. Greenwood on top. Here's the windup and the pitch. That one high and outside off the arm of Davis. Heinze has shown a great eye all season long to be just a young freshman. Here's the pitch. That one popped up. It's going to be shallow foul territory right beside first base. And Jolly, who was a triple hero.
Now batting for the Wildcats,
it for out
first baseman number 13, Boy Blankenberg.
Here comes the lefty, Boy Blankenberg. Boy with a hit on the evening. Facing off against Davis for the first time. Here's the pitch. Swings through strike one. Some off speed there from Davis. Sets up low and away, does Tally. Here's the pitch. Still comes inside for strike two. It wasn't what Tally wanted, I don't think, but it turned out to be good for the Gators. 0-2 hole early by Blankenberg versus Davis. Here's the pitch. Swings through for strike three and a strikeout for Davis. Now here comes Hendrick Blankenberg.
Now batting for the Wildcats, right fielder number 15, Hendrick Blankenberg.
2 away here in the bottom of the 6th in a 4-2 ball game.
Yeah, he went to the left.
Hendrick recorded an infield hit that put the Wildcats on top in the bottom of the 4th inning. A hanging curveball comes right across home plate for strike one.
This kid's pretty good, huh? Man.
Wind up, pitch. Goes high and outside that time for ball one. Well, man, feels like somebody deflated a balloon around here right now. Hendrick at the plate. Wind up by Davis. Swings on that one and jammed him in on the handle. Fouls it off for strike two. Easton Kelly in the on-deck circle. Shakes off that signal. Now he's got one he likes. Here's the pitch. Goes way high and outside for another ball. 2-2 count with 2 away. Hendrick trying to get something started. He's got one he likes. I'd be sitting on curveball here. Yep. Stays high. Kind of tipped off his own pitch there. You could see him trying to maneuver the ball around in his glove before he got into his windup. That's just a sign of a young pitcher. Here comes fastball, I'd imagine. Yep.
There you go.
Fouled off.
Stay alive. There you go.
Staying alive for 3 balls, 2 strikes now. Let's see if Hendrick can reach back and find something himself here in the batter's box. Shakes off one, shakes off another. I'd imagine curveball, but yep, curveball lifted straight away center field. Let's see if Holder is able to get underneath it. And he does have to chase it in, but he squeezes it for out number 3. Well, Wildcats unable to do anything with Zach Davis here in the bottom of the 6th inning, but we're still gonna have the bottom of the 7th to try to get back into this one. But they've got to do some damage on defense. Heading into the top of the 7th, we'll let you know when we come back who's going to be on the mound for the Wildcats right after this. 92.3 WFKN. Welcome back in, everybody, to 92.3 WFKN's live coverage of Franklin Simpson High School's Wildcat Baseball. And we are going to see Braylon Turner back out on the mound for the Wildcats here to take on the Greenwood Gators in the top of the 7th. Your Wildcats currently looking at a 4-2 deficit. Down in this one, 2 runs. With Greenwood up to bat here in the final inning. Now, took a long time there to get his call, but possibly the disconnect due to Braylon not spending a lot of time on the mound. Just 5 innings pitched coming into the previous inning. That one's down in the dirt. And he is taking on second baseman, number 26, Jackson Lee. Ball 1 to Lee. Here comes the next one. Goes high and inside. Out of the reach of Ben for ball 2. Big key in high school baseball. Throw strikes and let your defense do the work. That right there, that's a perfect example of what you want to see. 2-1. Oh, called ball outside. Narrow miss there. 3-1 to the lead off from Jackson Lee. That's going to be a leadoff walk. And heading down to the bullpen appears to be Jackson Gass. And Coach Wilhite is going to take the ball out of the hand of Braylon Turner. Looks like he's going to hand it to Liam Heinze. Is that Heinze?
Yes.
Yes, it is. Okay, just wanted to make sure. Thank you. And Liam Heinze, the freshman, has appeared in 2 games as a pitcher, 2 1/3. Just 48 pitches thrown on the season. So your Wildcats trying to squeak through the ending of this game and rely on their bats to put them to work. But this right here is what we talked about a lot this season, is that the bats for these Wildcats are great. The bats have been very good. They have hit the ball well this season, and we have seen hiccups, you could say, in the rotation. So tonight's one of those nights with senior night coming up. So you sit back and, as a fan like myself, and you think, man, I wish Gavin hadn't had that injury. Just, but ifs and buts were candy and nuts, we'd all have cat race. Because that would be sweet. But 4-2, Greenwood on top of us right now here in the top of the 7th. And Brady Delk was doing a good job against Greenwood. He held us tight in here. Able to hold Greenwood to 2 runs. They've come on and scored 2 there in the top of the 6th to push out a 4-2 lead now. And now we're on our 3rd relief pitcher. Now we're seeing Easton Talley. He swings through and fouls one off.
Now batting for the Gators,
Talley,
catcher number 14, Easton
the
Talley.
catcher for the Greenwood Gators, and swings through strike 1. He was motioning on a cutting motion almost off the arm of Heinze. That one comes inside, pushes Talley back for ball 1.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
But let's rely on the D here. From the stretch, here's the pitch. Goes over the head of Talley. Banton gloves it. Let's bear down a little bit here, son. Put one across the plate and make them swing. 2-1 count. That one low. Ball 3. 3-1 count now. Sets up. Swung through for ball 2. Strike 2, pardon me. Now we got 3 balls, 2 strikes. Count runs full. Runner over on first. Nobody away. Here, the second hitter at the top of the 7th.
Yep.
Heinze from the stretch. Here's the payoff. Ball high. He's going to walk. So we've got 2 aboard now with nobody out. And we're going to see right fielder number 11, Cannon Jaggers. Let's see if the freshman can bear down a bit. Find some grit. Get these 3 out. Shows bunt. Oh. The throwback to the pitcher goes over his head. Jaggers, you wonder if he... Jaggers, you wonder if that was just a bit of gamesmanship there to get in the head of the freshman. Showing bunt and pulling back. He's probably going to show again. He does show. Pulls back. Ball 2. I wonder again, but he does check his armband. Here's the pitch, shows bunt, comes in on him, spins back out of the way. 3-0 count now for Heinze. Heinze checks the lead runner at second, checks him again. Here's the pitch. He's going to walk him on 4 straight pitches. So here comes Will Height again, and after that walk,
that's it for Braylon, probably.
Yep. He's going to send him, and send for, I believe that's Jackson Gass that's going to come in. You know what? While he gets a couple of warm-ups, we're just going to take a quick break and be right back with you on 92.3 WFKN.
There are buttons to button, snacks to prepare, math problems to help with, and boo-boos to kiss. If you have people who need you, you need life insurance. Talk to a Kentucky Farm Bureau agent about a policy that protects the ones you love. Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance. Big on commitment.
Welcome back in, everybody, to 92.3 WFKN's live coverage of Franklin Simpson High School's Wildcat Baseball. We're sitting here in the top of the 7th inning, and we're going to go into our 4th relief pitcher as Jackson Gass is taking the mound now. We got, I think, bases juiced, bases loaded with nobody away. Greenwood with a 4-2 lead. And this one looking to get away from the Wildcats, unfortunately. We're having a bit of a tough moment as the relief pitchers that we've had, they just, quite frankly, haven't been able to put it across home plate enough to get outs. We've seen walks, and we need to put them across home plate and rely on defense. We've got a good defense behind us. One error on the game is all. And the visiting Gators, I mean, to their credit, they've got 8 hits and scored 4 runs off the 8 hits. They are the #1 team in the region.
Now batting for the
in other news,
Gators, number 29,
Cleveland Cavaliers in NBA playoffs, trying to stay in this one against the Indiana Pacers, who've got a 3-1 series lead with 7.5 to go in the 4th. I know that so many. Strike 1. The 29 with Glossick, third baseman for the Gators. Big right-hander is Jackson Gass. Swings through, fouled off, means strike 2. Thank you for sticking with us here on what's turned out to be a late night at 8:22 in the evening. I think the longest game we've had so far at home this season. Beautiful night, though. Here's the pitch. Down in the dirt, but Banton, who's had a good workout here tonight, stays in front of it. Ball 1. Holds the runner, third. Gass. Here's the pitch.
Good pitch.
Oh,
set him down.
Really? Little low, I guess, for ball 2. Felt good. 2-2 to Glossy. Now that one was low in. Count runs full. Let's see what happens here for Jackson Gass. Here's the pitch. Swings through, sends it out to the left, and is that one going to get past Braylon Turner? He does catch it for out number 1. 1 run will tag and come in to score. Make it a 5-2 ball game, but that's all right. You know, we'll take it. Runners get held at first and second. 1 away. 5-2 lead.
Gators, number 1, Sam Holder.
It's not a terrible thing right there with bases.
Double play.
Loaded all the way around. And here comes Sam Holder.
And what?
Holder
What?
takes strike 1.
I didn't know Jessica did.
Gass has not appeared in a game this season as a pitcher. And now Holder sends one out to center field. Heinze runs in on it, and everybody's going to be held at on base.
Jackson.
Or Easton Kelly, pardon me.
Now batting for the Gators.
Heinz is over on
number
second.
7, Zach
I looked at
Davis.
him and called
This could be our closer.
Easton.
Postseason.
Or I looked at him, even though it was coming to Easton. So we got 2 away now on 2 flyouts. Jackson Gass has just been doing that, bringing the gas.
This would be a good thing you ever seen.
Here's the pitch.
There you go.
Another one popped up. Stay in play. Stay in here.
Get there. Get there.
Griff is going to squeeze it in foul territory right in front of the Gator dugout, and we are out of the inning. Wow. Just 1 run scored on bases loaded with nobody away. That's huge. You know, even if we don't come back and win this one here in the bottom of the 7th, you got to feel good about that moment right there. To go through as many pitchers as we did and have the walks that we had, that's got to be a good learning moment for these young Wildcats as we are on the fringe of postseason play. That's great right there. And Jackson Gass coming in and seeing 3 and getting 3. In his first action of the season. I mean, that's awesome. I feel real good about that. Now we're looking at a little bit of AC/DC thunder. Trying to get our boys pumped up here for the bottom of the 7th inning. Leading this one off, it looks like we're going to see a pinch hitter. That's going to be number 14, the sophomore Cole Alford. Alford, I think, has only appeared in 1 game as a hitter this season. Of course, his stats are sitting right on the edge of my printed line that I cannot see. So I'm going to bring him up real quick. And of course, I'm so far out of what I'm needing to do here as far as statistics go. There we go. Cole Alford, the sophomore, yeah, just one game as a hitter. And he got a hit, so you know what? He's batting 1,000 right now.
Leading off for the
And
Wildcats.
it was an
in the bottom of the
RBI.
7th. Pinch hitter number 14, Cole Alford.
Let's go, Cole. Let's see what we can do here. Then we'll be headed right into the top of the lineup. Brady Delk. So Cole on to hit for Kelly. Davis right back on the mound for the Gators. That one low and away. Alford shows a good eye. 3-run deficit, though, here in the bottom of the 7th. Feel-good moment there coming off the mound with Jackson Gass getting 3 up, 3 down with the bases loaded. Only giving up 1 run on a sac fly. That one called strike. Alford takes strike 2. A part of this huge sophomore class of Franklin Simpson. I believe it's kind of mimics last year's senior class where there's, I believe, 12 of them. Ball high. Count goes 2-2. Underneath the lights. There's the windup and the pitch. Swings through. He was unsure about the swing. You could tell the way he came down and then gets through with it. And here comes junior Brady Delk with 1 away. Top of the lineup. See how it goes. Facing off a sensational senior in Davis. That's off speed, strike 1. Wildcats hung tough into this one until the top of the 6th. And Brady came out. lifted high in the infield. Shortstop is going to be underneath it. With Glossick.
Now batting for the Wildcats.
Squeezes it for out number 2.
20, Griff Banton.
And here comes Griff. Griff has had a workout behind the plate. I mean, absolute workout. We'll be back here with you on Thursday night for senior night, just a reminder. Here's the pitch. Takes strike 1. Half past the hour and even 8:30 here in the evening. 68 degrees. Here's the pitch. Off the glove of Tally. Ball 1. Tally, almost like he had the yips in that first inning. Settled down very nicely behind the plate. Swings through strike 2. So now a strike away for out number 3 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. 5-2 deficit. Here's the windup for Davis and the pitch. Down in the dirt for ball 2. Jackson gas. On deck. Looking at curveball probably. Hammers that one over to third. That one's fielded cleanly. It fires it over the head. Nope. Oh my word. The length of Andrew Jolly comes completely leaping Jordan-esque logo off of first and slaps the back of Griff Banton for out number 3 to end it.
5-2.
And your Greenwood Gators win this one.
Thanks everyone for coming out.
Well, not your Greenwood Gators, but the Greenwood Gators win this one 5-2 and come away as they score 2 in the top of the 6th and 1 in the top of the 7th to push out off of that 2-2 tie that we were coming into. But you know what? This coming Thursday, we're going to celebrate our 3 seniors that we got here. We're going to move on past this one and look ahead into tournament time for your Franklin Simpson Wildcats. My name's Cody Schuler. Thank you so much for hanging out in a late game evening. And we'll get right back with you right here at Franklin Simpson High School's Greg Shelton Field for some more Wildcat baseball on Thursday. Thank you for joining us. This has been a fun night. I'm Cody Schuler. You've been listening to 92.3 WFKN.